Santam, South Africa's largest short-term insurer, reported a 9% increase in annual gross written premiums, exceeding 20 billion rand for the first time. With us in studio today, we have Ian Kirk, the CEO of Santam, to expand on these great results. Welcome, Ian.
Thank you. Thanks for the invitation, Ms. Speaker.
It's an absolute pleasure. You must be feeling very good.
Yes.
With the reported results.
Yeah, we're happy. There are two real drivers, two real components. The growth, which you've mentioned, 9%. But of course, then we have to manage the underwriting result as well.
And the underwriting has been taking place in very tough conditions.
Very tough, yeah. So we achieved less than our target, but a very acceptable outcome in the challenging times that we're in. Yeah. The main two things are the weather, which hasn't been kind to us, and the rand, which impacts the cost of the repairs of the motor vehicles.
And so the volatility of the rand, the depreciation of the rand has an impact on your business?
Very big impact on our business. You know, 70% of the cost of repairing vehicles, of insurance claims on vehicles, yes, relates to accidents. Only 30% relates to theft. Now, the 70% is impacted, the cost of the vehicle repairs is impacted by the rand, because most of the parts are priced in euros or dollars. So if you get a 40% movement in the rand,
that makes a huge difference.
It makes a big difference to the cost of the repairs, which translates into the cost of the premium for the consumer. But you can't increase the premium by 40% in any one year. Obviously the consumer has a limited wallet, and there's a lot of pressure, yes, on that, as you well know.
Specifically with the state of the South African economy, yes, and, yeah, consumers spending, yes, more of their money on debt than anything else.
That's a big problem.
How does the weather affect Santam and its earnings?
We pay claims. So, the weather, the hail is a big problem, and the flooding. And
we had two major areas that were flooded last year?
We had at the beginning of the year, 2013, we had a big flooding up in the Limpopo region. That cost us well over 100 million rands. But the real problem was in November in Gauteng with these hailstones. I don't know if you've seen, yes, pictures, I'm sure you have.
Huge.
They're not like golf balls, they're like tennis balls. Yes. But they cause a lot of damage. In fact, interesting enough, on the 28th of November, we had this single largest event in the history of South African insurance. It cost us, as an industry, 1.6 billion rands. That single event, 1.6 billion rands. I mean, there were many vehicles and properties damaged on that particular day with these big hailstorms.
So insurers are praying to the weather gods?
We are, the whole staff, on a daily, weekly basis. No, the weather is obviously a big yes, factor in the insurance industry around the world. And as you know, climate change is changing the game for everybody.
For everyone.
And we are bearing the brunt of that as insurers. And of course the consumer too, because he will see the effect of that in increased premiums over time. But as I said, the consumers only can
only absorb that much.
So much, and then over a period of time we look to increase, as opposed to making big jumps in any one year.